Alrighty, let's get this party started. Hi everyone, this is Rachel here, the Modern Shaman. Thanks again for joining me for a YouTube Q&A video of the week. If you're new to the channel, I am glad you're here. I would recommend that you like and subscribe and join our channel and be a part of this community, as well as check out my website if you haven't already been there. It's themodernshaman.net. And it is a great resource for those of you that want to get connected with me for one-on-one sessions, as well as my online teaching and masterclass curriculum. All of that is available through the portal in my website, as well as scheduling and booking sessions with me online. Okay, now let's get to the question this week. It was sent in. It says, "Hi Rachel. A while ago, you made a video on the dragon and angel relationship, and that video is no longer available for some reason. So I would sincerely appreciate if you would make an updated video on that connection of the dragons and angels." You know, when I read this question the other day, I was like, what? That video is not there? So I went through my archive, which is like years and years of videos on here. If you've ever scrolled through, which takes a while to go through all the videos, there's like hundreds of videos on there now. And there is no dragon angel video. I think YouTube did not like it for some reason. And I never noticed that it was taken down. So at some point I must have gotten a notification about it, but it's interesting. Interesting. So, the topic of angels and dragons can be used as symbols of the counterbalance energies on this earth. I don't really like good versus evil because I don't feel like those are accurate descriptions, and I feel like they bring up too much dogma for us in the way that we have been taught as humanity through moral and ethical and religious dogma. So let's take that all aside, let's throw that away, and let's just look at counterbalance energy of a magnet, or positive and negative charge, not judgment, positive and negative, the charge of, let's say, a molecule, right? There are positive and negative charges of an electron. We can go even there. They're on a magnet, right? Electromagnetics. There's positive and negative charge. There is a counterbalance energy on this earth. We can also call it feminine and masculine energy, yin and yang. And in Chinese mythology, the dragon is associated as the figurehead or the symbol of the masculine energy, and the phoenix, or the Chinese phoenix, is associated with the feminine or the yin energy. So these are symbolic descriptors. They can also be said as the earthly energy or the materialistic energy of the ego on this realm. The dragon is a symbol of the ego that must be subdued to attain the purity or the angelic. And if you notice, even the imagery of an angel is similar to a phoenix, right? It has wings, it's in the air, it's typically of an element of fire or something hot and active, very highly charged. So no matter how you language it, whatever culture we were in through historical timelines, they've languaged it in different ways because they're trying to understand all aspects of it. There's an energetic aspect of it that literally has heat, that has high energy voltage. So we think of a flame, we think of this rising phoenix, we think of angelic golden light. We have this highly charged energy, right? And then we have the material or the counterbalance that kind of pulls us down, that we may have described as negative, as serpent-like, which is literally the only animal that lives on the belly. Well, not the only, but it is grounded at all times. It lives on the flat of its belly and cannot get up, right? Or if it can, the feet are very small. Dragon is very connected to the serpent energy in terms of iconography, mythology, and a lot of the symbolism that's been associated with it historically through all different mythos and cultures. And they aren't necessarily the same, but oftentimes they are utilized equally, or they're kind of back and forth. Dragon energy also is associated with Kundalini energy in Hindu culture, and the subduing of this kind of sexual or tantric energy that is of the body, of the earth, of the material realm, of the flesh. And if you want to use biblical references, Archangel Michael was the one in Revelation that subdued or slayed the dragon that came up and was the beast on the earth that was seeking power and all of this. So the mythos has been with us in so many different religious contexts, descriptions of our spiritual understanding. And you have to ask yourself, why is that? Why is it, no matter what religion you're in, I could go, Canaanite has the Leviathan, right? The Leviathan. And the serpents may be different, or the dragons may have different characteristics, but they're similar in nature. Greece had that Python of Delphi. Mexico has that Quetzalcoatl. There's dragon wisdom that has been with us and has been a descriptor of our experience as a human in form on this earth, as the counterbalance of the material realm with the spiritual realm, the physical and the soul. And so the higher vibrational energies are associated and symbolically represented in our angelic body, our angelic resonance of the spirit within that enlivens and gives power to the soul's experience and connection to the frequency of the higher realms. Whereas the dragon energy is the material, the egoic, the energy that brings us down and grounds us to this earth. And so much of our story and myth is about subduing the dragon slayer. I can't help but think of like going on the quest, right? And this Arthurian legend of having to go in search of whatever they're seeking. They have to first defeat the dragon, right? And typically when this happens, it really brings out the character of the knight or the individual on the quest, and they recognize aspects of their self, or they bring out aspects of their character, or they purify the truth of who they are, and their nobility and their humility, and is essentially exonerate the aspects of ego, right? They get rid of that bravado of the bravery and instead become humble. They are broken down. They are wounded in that warrior aspect, to where the truth and the purity is refined through that quest to defeat the dragon. Sometimes it's a mental quest. They have to solve a riddle or figure something out, some sort of puzzle. Sometimes they have to go through layers of going through different witches and magicians and kind of understanding themselves and answering the inner quest as well as the exterior. And the exterior starts to wear down, whether it be years and years and years of this quest through time, wearing them down. And the exterior giving way as the interior comes up. Sometimes it is on the other side of the experience, the Kundalini energy that has to be, the power has to be utilized and harnessed in a way that it doesn't explode through the body. So you have to subdue and channel the energy appropriately. And there are practices. So there's a lot of this kind of language, and it is the fundamental understanding of our human and spiritual experience on this earth. And it's not just beyond this earth. I mean, it's not just this earth also. It is literally the way that this earth is balanced. It is the ley lines or the electromagnetic current on this earth. We have ley lines which are called dragon lines. It is the grid that keeps us balanced here, that allows for life, spiritual life, to develop on this earth, where there are feminine and masculine or elemental, fire, water. There are so many ways to describe this, but the ley lines of the electromagnetic current that flows through this earth, that creates a grid system of balance that allows for us to live here and develop a material experience while having spiritual connection and frequency of development of the soul and consciousness and evolution in both realms, for the physical body to develop as well as the spiritual body. So it's a fundamental understanding and balance, and on many levels it must be worked out within the individual, meaning you must subdue whatever your own dragon is, literally and metaphorically. I know for me, I was just thinking this morning about this energy. Everyone's different. They have their own, and you'll hear people say everyone's working through their own demons, or they have their own demons that they have to work through. You can language it that way as well. But essentially, you may have your own tendencies towards your own destruction. And only you know what those are. But they create that dragon-like fire within you. Maybe you get angry too easily. Maybe you don't have patience. Maybe you have a vice towards victimhood, towards blame, towards judgment. It is that internal churning of the dragon, right? That fire that corrodes us. And you know what that is for you. And there must be a subduing of that, a counterbalance of that, for you to experience the fullness of your life on this earth. This is what we all go through, and through many historical genres of literature, of myth, of religion, they have languaged this epic battle or balance of the dragon and the angel. So your quest is as an individual, but once you've done that, then it will be on a collective level. And it just goes on and on and on, on a planetary and a galactic, and as above, so below. So I hope that that answers your question, or puts some, I don't know, little bit of light where something is sparked of resonance within you, where you think, that was the word I was supposed to hear. That's what I needed today. Yeah. All right, I'm going to sign off here, and I'll be back next week with another video. Blessings, you guys.